Hello guys, welcome back to News for the Unemployed. News I imagine you don't care about if you have a job.
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
I've been on the internet since I was about 14 years old, so I'm somewhat used to seeing pretty egregious content online. But what I saw a few days ago was still enough to make me fucking livid. Rapper slash streamer Aspen Cartier proceeds to beat the out of her dog because I don't even know why, I can't remember. And I'm very reluctant to show you guys the video because one, I might get banned, and two, it's so heartbreaking that it could genuinely ruin your week. So I think for the first time ever on this channel, I'm going to give you guys a warning. Either close the video now or skip the next 10 seconds.
How you get out the cage?
This beating goes on for about another 15 seconds, which is honestly just vile, and for some reason this stupid hood rat thought it was okay to do it live on stream.
Aspen Cartier has been arrested for animal abuse during a live stream and faces 1 to 5 years in prison. The incident occurred during a public live stream where Aspen Cartier subjected her pet dog to sustained violence on camera, including beating, dragging, and forcibly restraining the animal.
This is so disturbing that it makes Hassan and the shot caller look light, and the most fucked up part is that the dog is only 3 months old. As a result of this moron beating her dog on stream, she was rightfully banned, and after she's banned off whatever live streaming service she uses, she then went online to do some damage control to prove that she doesn't beat her dog. And even when she tries to prove her innocence, she still threatens the dog for some reason. Now, I'm not even a dog person, I don't really have any pets, and this still broke my heart, so I can only imagine how difficult that was for anyone who has dogs or loves animals. But that's genuinely really sad, and I hope some sort of animal protection service can get on the case and help out this poor animal. Now, you should remember last week there was an entire situation with Marvel Rivals where a player called Kingsman was kicked from the tournament because he desperately wanted to win. The situation didn't just end there, as one of the girls from the trio, Cece, is still fighting for her life on Twitter, bro. The entire app is just making fun of her, and it got so bad that she had to private her own account. Old tweets have been popping up of her saying some not so very nice things like "I don't like black people." Me too, Cece. But I have to disclaim that I don't know if these tweets are real or photoshopped, so I'm not saying she actually said any of these things. It's just speculation, but she probably did. Things only proceed to get worse for this poor girl, to the point that she has lost all her sponsorships, like Infinity Mice and Solaris. Don't worry, bro, I don't know who they are either.
Oh my gosh, Cece's actually losing her sponsorships now. She got kicked from the Infinity Mice program, so she's no longer held as a sponsor by them. She then got banned from Twitch. Even though she was a Twitch partner, she got completely banned. She then was removed from Solaris by the creator, like the actual creator of the company made a statement regarding oh my god. And now someone's gone headhunting and is going after her Razer sponsorship. Guess how they responded? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, she's getting wiped off the face of the earth. I think we have historically seen atomic and nuclear bombs do less damage to people than this entire situation has done to Cece's career. Do you know how bad it is? How bad it has to be for you to lose not 1, not 2, but close to 3+ sponsorships?
And is it well deserved? Yes, but at the same time, is it really that serious, bro? Like, the worst thing this girl did was be an asshole online, and I'm pretty sure we have done and said much worse. What in the Weenie Hut Jr. is going on right now, bro? I think the worst part about this entire situation is that it has caused a lot of people to switch the discussion from these 3 women being horrible to how people feel about women in gaming in general. Gulp. Chad, I'm having flashbacks.
After the last loss in my ranked game, I'm gonna say something super controversial, I don't care. Agree, disagree, get angry, I don't care, go to hell. Y'all wanna know what genuinely has made the gaming experience worse? More and more women coming onto the game. Yes, I'm saying that, I'm making that known. I am saying that the more women who play video games are making video games worse.
A lot of incels online have used this opportunity to voice their unwanted opinions when it comes to women in their video games, and as you can imagine, it's not been very positive. To which I say, hush, woman hater. Don't worry, ladies, you can always be in my stack. Again, I don't think this situation was honestly that serious. Like we have reacted calmer to much worse. But I am happy for Kingsman, however. Brother got paid, and I can't hate on that. Like, I love to see a brother get paid.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's getting paid! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
An 80-year-old man has been sentenced to 16 years in prison after developing and running an underground drug empire with the money he won from a lottery. This man managed to build this drug business to an estimated £288 million. For my Americans, that's about $400 million. What the fuck? John Spibby from Wigan won the lottery in 2010, and when most people win the lottery, they waste it on houses, cars, luxury items, but not the GOAT John Spizzy, bro. John decides to make his childhood dream of being a crime lord come true, and I just have to respect that. John Spibby bought a premises, adapted it to be a fully functional cocaine lab, and then hired 3 men to help him run the entire operation. And get this, one of those men was his own son. Father of the year, bro. Now, these guys didn't just sell drugs, they also sold firearms that I can't show on here. Like, how do these guys not have their own Netflix show by now? Unfortunately, however, their generational run was put to an end as they were caught and arrested, and in their trial it was stated that this was the biggest drug bust uncovered by the UK police. Another case of the police ruining the fun for everybody. That's a joke, but honestly, I'm not endorsing being a criminal, but game respects game, dog. This is fucking tough. I am genuinely impressed, and I wouldn't be surprised if I see SD Kid edits of this guy on TikTok soon. John Spibby will be released in 16 years when he is about 96 years old. What did your grandpa do with his senior years? Oh, he sat in a retirement home. Like a beta. John Spibby ran the biggest underground drug operation in the UK, bro. What a goat. He's probably gonna spend his 16 years running that jail too. Free John Spibby. No, don't. That's a joke. Don't free him. He is a criminal. Keep him there. A few days ago, a game called Highguard released, and that doesn't really sound like anything special, but bear with. Now, the reason this is a topic in my video is because this game was dealt a very bad hand, being absolutely hated before it even released. Now, 2 months ago, Highguard was introduced at the Game Awards, but not just any introduction. Highguard was given the very last spot on the Game Awards, meaning it was supposed to be the biggest, the apex, the most exciting thing the Game Awards had to show the audience. They even bragged that this game was made by the creators of Titanfall and Apex Legends, and people thought, finally, Titanfall 3, perhaps? But when the trailer played, it was just another generic looking hero shooter, and everybody flooded the name Highguard with only negative reviews. The game was dead before it even came out, bruh. After its release, people flooded the Steam reviews with nothing but hate, and a large majority of the people who left a bad review had a playtime of less than an hour.
What happens when you filter out the rage, when you remove the people who booted up Highguard just to leave negative review and bounce? The game goes from mostly negative to very positive. So let me ask you, who's really reviewing this game and who's just executing orders? Highguard currently sits at mostly negative on Steam with 22,004 reviews. But let's look at what happens when we filter by actual playtime. If we filter over 1 hour played, reviews drop to 13,923. That's a loss of 8,081 reviews, and the score jumps from mostly negative to mixed. If we filter over 2 hours played, the reviews drop 7,750. That's a loss of 14,254 reviews. The score remains mixed. But if we filter out over 3 hours played, 1 hour past Steam's refund window, reviews drop to 5,013. That's a loss of 16,991 reviews, and the score jumps to mostly positive.
And now there's discourse surrounding why gaming is so political, because you could say the game was so bad that people couldn't play for longer than an hour, or you could say people didn't even give the game a chance, they only played for an hour. Now what's funny is that I later found out that the devs actually wanted to shadow drop this game, let it sit and bake so it can find its own audience, just like Apex Legends did. But the director of the Game Awards played it earlier, and he liked it so much that he gave the game the final spot on the Game Awards, which is just hilarious, because although this entire fiasco really blew the game to 100k players on release, it wouldn't have such negativity surrounding it if he didn't do all that, because that number dipped down to like 15k the next day, bro. 15k the next day. Fuck.
I played Highguard. It's definitely a game that came out. Don't sleep on them though. 97,000 players first day. Hold on, they might have some. Oh my lord. Games never stay at their peak, but damn, in one day it's supposed to keep going. In one day, 80,000 players. Gone, reduced to atoms. And I'll be real, I'll say it, we have a culprit. Jeff, listen, I like you. I like what you do for gaming. Boy, I love you, boy. But I'm not gonna lie, you set them up. You sent Highguard to the front lines. No training, no nothing. Good luck. You low-key hyped it to be that sauce. It's not. Look, do I like the game? No. But I'm not just gonna say it was ass. It kinda is though.
Maybe if this entire thing didn't happen, the game might have found its own audience and done well, but I don't know. Well, anyways guys, that is the end of the video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week.